Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to WillCast. It's the podcast with the most creative name in the entire world, but you already knew that. Thank you for tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. I appreciate that as always. This is the first retake in WillCast history. This is the second time I'm attempting to shoot this podcast. We didn't go very far. We only got in about a minute into the podcast, and then I had to reshoot it because I said something really weird, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna go on the podcast. But we're here now, and this is gonna be the final take because we're more than 1 minute into the podcast right now, I believe, and I have refused to do retakes on the podcast. That's not something I want to do, especially on in any of the podcasts I do, I want to be completely raw and authentic. But that's like a conversation for a completely different day. Because today I am excited to announce that the guest on the podcast today is a Wall. Thank you for coming on, Wall. Thank you for taking your time, obviously, to do this. I've been excited to talk to you for quite a while now, and as some of the viewers know, the reason I am in Florida is, some of the viewers know that I am in Florida, and part of the reason I came here was to talk to you. Like, I've been really excited to pick your brain and see what life is like as a Wall. Obviously, I'm also here for my internship in marketing. That's the other reason I'm here. But really, I was excited to come here to talk to you. So thank you for taking your time to do this. It means a lot to me, and I'm excited. Usually I do these conversations through Zoom, but I mean, obviously you don't have hands. I don't think you could operate a computer or a webcam or even a phone, for that matter. So we had to meet in person to talk, and I'm completely fine with that. I mean, I love it here in Florida. The weather is incredible, and people here are so nice. I've met so many cool people, so definitely, this was worth the trip for sure. And the marketing internship, of course, is part of the reason I'm here, but, that's the second priority. Yeah, excited to talk to you. You know, to talk to you again, I couldn't talk to you through Zoom, so I had to come here because I wondered how it would work. If you had to come to me in Denmark, in Europe, like how would that even work? Because you're a Wall, obviously, and you aren't an exterior Wall. You're like, because behind you is another office, so someone would have to take out the Wall here, and put some support in to hold up the building here, and then how would you get out of the building? You'd have to tear down like the exterior wall here. So you'd have to take down this wall over here that the viewers can't see if you're watching on video on YouTube. They would have to take down this wall to then take down you and then bring you out, and then probably ship you through like shipping, like I don't you couldn't fit on a plane, probably like a cargo ship or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm here, and I'm excited to talk to you finally. So how are you? First of all, I've been talking a lot. How are you? I realized you don't talk a lot. It was hard to get in contact with you. You don't talk a lot. I was the same way. I still am right now in a bit. I'm in a place in my life where I am. I don't, it's not that I don't want to talk to people a lot, cuz I do, but I just don't talk a lot. And I remember it's funny cuz I've been going through phases in my life where as a kid I talked a lot, and it wasn't until I became like a teenager that I stopped talking. And it sounds weird, but as a teenager, I had a lot of social anxiety, which made it hard for me to talk to people and connect to people, make friends. And, it's funny because as a kid, I used to talk a lot. I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck about what anybody thought of me as a kid. But for some reason, when puberty hit, things just changed. And I've wondered often why my life changed so much. And I still, to this day, have some of that teenage person inside me that is kind of afraid of what people think of me. And I think the reason is because you generally see this happen a lot to people, I find. When they go from being children into teenagers, people start getting anxiety, start feeling depression and stuff like that. That's rare to find in like small kids pre-puberty. That's really hard to find. I think it's because when you go through puberty, your brain develops so much. And that's when we start actually developing more consciousness. That is all a theory. I have not done any research on this at all. I could be completely wrong. It's a theory that I think we develop a lot more consciousness when we become teenagers because, obviously we go through so many changes, hormones like fly in every direction, and erections, and I think we get a lot smarter because of the consciousness. And when humans start becoming more conscious, we start thinking of a trillion different possibilities in life. This is actually something I've thought about a lot. We start realizing that other people could be thinking different things about us. And I just don't think we think that way as kids. We don't realize that other people can think negative things about us. Maybe, it could be completely wrong. But I think we start realizing this way more when we start becoming teenagers. And that's like why a period of my life, especially like my teenage years, I was very self-conscious, super insecure, suffered a lot from social anxiety, even from a bit of depression during my teenage years. I just remember my teenage years as not being very enjoyable. I remember being quite happy as a kid. I remember being sad a lot as a kid, but the far majority of the time I was really happy because I just didn't care what people thought of me. I was 100% myself as a kid. I know that. I know I just, I thought about what people thought of me, but I didn't act according to that. That's it, actually. That's it. I just realized that just now. I did actually think about what people thought of me, and I cared what people thought of me, but I didn't act according to that. And that's what changed when I became a teenager. I started trying to change the way I was to make people like me. And I still suffer a bit from that today. I my neck hurts a lot. I don't know what's happening. Like I feel like stretching my neck a lot. What happened was, yeah, I still feel that a bit today, that I try to change my personality every now and then to get people to like me, and that's just such a horrible thing, and it's such a bad habit, and I have a very hard time um, getting rid of that habit. It's very, very hard. It's something I'm working on, and that stems from my teenage years for sure, and I believe that it's because humans are so conscious about their own existence and almost too conscious, and humans are almost too smart for their own good. And we only get smarter and smarter and more conscious, I believe. That's what I believe. Again, I have not done any research on any of this at all, so I could be completely wrong. I wonder how conscious you are, Wall. How conscious is the Wall? You even have, that's funny. You even have, I just noticed that now, Wall. Sorry to touch you I'm not sure if I'm touching you inappropriately. Just if I do anything inappropriately to you, Wall, I'm sorry. You have like a small dead bug. It's very small. I doubt the camera here can pick it up. It's very, very small. A small little fly is just stuck to you. Did you even notice that? Can you even feel that, Wall? Can you even feel that the fly is stuck to you? That fly right there is not conscious at all. That fly is not conscious. That fly does not care about what all the other flies think about it. That's funny to think about. I think the smaller the animal, actually that's not true. I was about to say the smaller the animal, the less conscious it is. It's obviously not about the animal's size. I think it's about the animal brain. That's what I think at least. I'm 23 years old. What do I know? I don't know anything about the world. I'm a dumbass. I don't know anything. I can only speculate, share my opinions. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes I really wish I was a wall. Sometimes life really is just ridiculous, and I wish I could just shut off all consciousness and just be a wall like you all. If I was a wall, I would probably not choose your color. Not that there's anything wrong with your color, wall. It's a pretty color. I think I like black and white. People often ask me, "What's your favorite color?" And I always say black and white, but then I always say not really because black and white aren't technically considered colors. So if I had to choose anything but black and white, I would choose red. I don't know. I'm not sure how good looking a red wall would be. I don't think a red wall would. I mean, it depends on the situation. For an office space like this one, which by the way, um, wall, thank you so much for letting me use this office space to shoot podcasts while I'm here in Florida. You're obviously a part of this office, and you've been listening to me talk and pre-shoot podcast here. And I hope you've been enjoying the conversation. You've been listening in for free before anybody else. You're pretty lucky. Consider yourself lucky. What was I saying? The red wall in an office space. I think a red wall in an office space would be too much. I think that would I think that would be too distracting. You generally want like a pretty neutral office space, I find. Do not get distracted a lot. Back home in Denmark, I do all my work in my room at my desk, and I have a lot of stuff in my room, and I have my desk at my window so I can look out the window, and it's nice sometimes just to put your view away from the computer and just to relax, and take a quick break and look out the window to see the world happen. It's nice, but it can be distracting sometimes to have the window right next to your computer. But it's better for lighting. It's much better for lighting for shooting videos and podcasts and stuff like that. That's why I decided to have my desk at the window. Yeah. That's why I did that. But yeah, I get easily distracted in general actually. Like when I do work in my room, I get distracted because I have so many things in my room. And that's why I think you should have a pretty neutral office space. It can get a bit depressing, actually. I get that. Having a neutral office space. I get that. I see how it could be. This office space is not bad at all. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad, Wall. You chose a good office space. This office is not depressing, but it has the right colors. Like, you have a really good color, Wall. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be your color because the color is not good. Are we getting into racial issues with the Wall right now? Oh my god. Whoa, I just realized that. That's actually kind of funny-ish. Oh my god. Wall, I love you for who you are. I don't care about your color, okay? If I was a Wall, I would not be your color though. I'm not sure I would be red, even though it's my favorite color. I would probably... white is pretty dope. A white wall or a complete matte black wall is pretty dope too. I think that those two colors are cool. Probably not very... Maybe a white wall is good for an office. I like your color. I've been talking about your color for so long. I'm so sorry. I promise I have nothing against walls in different colors. I love walls no matter what they look like on the outside. It's obviously in the inside that counts. Are you sturdy enough to support this building? Will this roof crash upon my head because you're not sturdy enough? I care about your insides wall. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I should not have started this whole color thing at all. It just came to my mind for some reason. What are you even built of? I don't even know. Because here in America, I find that walls are built differently than in Europe, and in Denmark especially. We have a lot of brick walls, like red brick walls. That's that's very typical. Or what is it called in English? I don't know the English word. It's like it's made of the same material that a cast when you break your arm. I wish I knew the English word for it. I can't remember. No, can't remember. What are you made of? You sound pretty hollow. I don't even know how thin you are. I don't think I've ever been in the office behind you. So, I don't know. Like, you don't sound very sturdy. But I gotta be honest, you sound. I actually feel very unsafe right now. That. Wow. You could hear me knocking on you in the entire building here, and this is the two-story building. I you know what? You're not very sturdy, I don't think. But again, you're not an exterior wall, so I'm not sure how much it matters. Maybe some of the other walls. I am not an engineer at all. I don't know how to make a building by any means. But some walls have to be pretty sturdy, the inside walls. The exterior walls, especially, I think. I don't want to be talking about things I don't know anything about, Wall. You made me talk about how sturdy you are. Like, do you even lift? Do you even lift, bro? Doesn't seem like it. What is this? What have you been hanging on there? A whiteboard? Maybe like a board for putting up notes? A note board? Is that what it's called? Damn, I suck at English. I wish I was born in America, so my English was a bit better. I've actually had, surprisingly, people have been telling me that my accent sound very American, and they actually did not. Some of them did not believe that I was European at all, but you can tell. You can definitely tell. Sometimes some of my Danish accents goes through, and even by the fact that I can't speak English properly, like sometimes I can't even think of the right word for a certain thing. My vocabulary is generally pretty good, but sometimes there's just a few words that I still don't know. So I just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if it's limestone that you're made of. Limestone or... Like, walls just look different. Obviously, in different parts of the world. Like, buildings look different. Like, the walls of buildings in America, generally, like, from where I've been. I've been to Colorado, Florida, and New York so far. New York is actually quite different. New York is a little bit closer to Danish architecture. Like, the big cities and stuff. Not that we have that big cities in Denmark at all. Sorry, I burped. I had my first shower beer today. Did you know that? Now, how would you know? I didn't tell you. I just came out of the shower. My hair is still a bit wet like your mother. I just came out of the shower, and I had my first shower beer today. And, you know, I don't drink beer randomly. I rarely ever drink alcohol. But today we're gonna have a grill party here at my internship. My coworkers invited me because it's one of my coworkers' birthday. So we're gonna have a grill party and we're gonna turn up later. So I went and bought some beer at Publix, and first, out of nowhere, I just decided today's the day I'm gonna have my first shower beer, and I did, and it was amazing. It was not even a beer. It was a hard seltzer. Actually, I'm completely lying. It was a hard seltzer. It was not even a beer. It was a hard seltzer. My first shower hard seltzer. That means I have to do it again with a beer to have the actual experience of a shower beer. But it was really good. It was the hard seltzer was so cold, and I just finished a cardio session at the gym, and I was sweaty because it's so hot in Florida and humid. I was drenched in sweat, and so I went home to my villa, uh, and turned on ice cold water, took a cold shower, and grabbed the hard seltzer and started drinking it in the shower. And it was a cool experience. I felt cool in that shower drinking a hard seltzer. Yeah, but I don't normally drink alcohol that often. I used to a lot. Back in my late teenage years, especially when I was like 18, 19-ish, I turned off a lot. I was drinking Friday and Saturday for sure. Every single Friday and Saturday. Sometimes Thursdays. Not very often, but sometimes I did that. And yeah, I started working out. Actually, that's about the period when I started my calisthenics journey and working out. And so I didn't really want to drink because it was so bad for my workout. I couldn't work out the next day. I was exhausted. And a few years later, after I started working out, was when I started grinding quite hard. That's when I started TikTok. And I started grinding quite hard towards my dreams. And that's when I kind of realized I can't keep drinking like this because I feel like shit the next day, and I'm so exhausted the next day that I can't get anything productive done. So I lose the Friday. Let's say I drink on a Friday. I lose the Friday going out partying, and the day after because I'm dead from drinking and partying. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm nauseous. I'm probably throwing up. I'm dehydrated. I often am have a hard time eating food when I'm hungover. So I'm like I have zero energy because I don't get any calories in. It's just bad, and I had to quit it quite a bit. I was actually sober for the entirety of 2020 because I decided I want to try to be as productive as I possibly could, and drinking was the enemy to being productive. It just was. And so now I drink probably once a month. I mean, since I've been here, I've been drinking. This is my third or fourth time, I think. I think it's my fourth time drinking. And I've been here for 2 months by the time we're having this conversation. So 4 times in 2 months. I mean, I'm having a good time with my coworkers, and I'm here temporarily, so I see this as kind of a half vacation and half grind. Obviously, because of my internship, and I want to make new connections here. A big one, new connections with you, amongst others, Wall, which I've been super excited to talk to, and I hope we can keep connection after this podcast and after I leave. Obviously I'm gonna use this office space a lot more to shoot more podcasts, and you're gonna be part of that, listening to it. I completely lost my trail of thought there. What was I talking about? Something about drinking. I completely forgot where I was going with that. Something about drinking and why I was here. I was here. Oh yeah, I'm here partly, ish, 10% vacation ish, and 90% grind slash make connections slash because of the internship. And so I see this slightly 1/10 of a vacation ish. I want to have fun. I want to go explore the world. I want to experience life. Of course, that's my slogan of my clothing brand. I did not expect to plug my clothing brand in this podcast episode, but now that we're at it, getwillfashion.com. Sorry. Yeah, that's kind of how I see this trip. I'm here for 4 months. I think I told you this, Wall. My voice just cracked. I think I told you this, Wall. I'm here for 4 months, and it's already been 2 months. I can't believe it. That's actually the craziest part. I've been here for 2 months already, and normally I always tell people this. My life feels like it's half as fast as other people's lives. Now, how would I know this? Because when again going back to my teenage years or my childhood even, God, life went by so fast for me. I feel like my teenage years went like that. It went so fast. But ever since I turned 20 and I started working really hard and grinding towards my dreams, my life has slowed down. It's a weird thing. I can't even explain it. I think it's because I do so many different things all the time. I experience things all the time, try out new things. I think that's why I do so much in 1 year that 1 year of my life feels like two. Like 1 month feels like 2 months. At least time goes by so slow for me, and I'm not complaining at all. I love that. That is so cool because I want to be alive as long as possible. And the slower towards my death, the better. So I'm not complaining about that at all. But ever since I came here, and that's probably because I treat this experience kind of as a little bit of a vacation, kind of relaxing a little bit, going on trips and hanging out with coworkers a little bit more, and just not being as productive 100% of the time like I used to back home. That's probably why the time goes by so fast for me. I cannot believe it has been 2 months already. It is crazy. 2 months has almost felt like 1 month, and it's usually the opposite for me. I can't even explain it. I don't understand. I'm sweating. I'm getting worked up about that. Oh gosh. Anyway, Wall, thank you so much for having this talk with me. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation. And again, you're going to be part of more conversations while I'm here in the office shooting other podcast episodes through Zoom with people. And yeah, again, thanks for coming on, Wall. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking to you. And for the viewers, turning to the camera now, thank you for tuning in as always. Again, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. I appreciate that. I think that's it for today. Peace.